Alrighty, well, hey, howdy, hi, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in here. This is Light on the Trail podcast. I'm your host, Frank Colburn. I wanted to throw in a fun, simple, short and sweet, hopefully bonus episode, if you want to say. I just ran the Tinajas Marathon trail race put on by Tejas Trails. Some great guys there. They also had a 50-mile, might have been the 52-mile race. Let me just try to be correct. I've got a bunch of tabs pulled up here. 52.4. However, my marathon, I didn't exactly get to marathon distance. It was just under, but I wanted to talk about the experience that I had there. It's actually my first race with Tejas Trails. I have 2 interviews with their race directors. I have one with PJ and then one with Chris McWaters. And this was early on, I don't know, it was some of my earlier episodes, but those are some of my best episodes as well. Those are great. If you haven't listened to them, check them out. But I finally got to meet PJ. And buddy, if you're listening to this, thank you so much for doing the work that you do. Everything everyone says about you is true, I guess. Super nice guy, super friendly, hardworking, get things done, just very approachable, doing a great job, man. Keep it up. Had a great setup there. Overall, just a wonderful experience. It was really cool. I got to camp and hang out there. It was put on at the Colorado Bend State Park. This is in Bend, Texas, not Colorado. The Colorado River does run through the park. It is not the Colorado River in Colorado, parts of California and Nevada and Arizona or whatever, all over there. It is Texas's Colorado River from our Gulf Coast up through Texas. I don't believe it even gets out of Texas, but that is where that is. That's why it's called the Colorado Bend State Park of Texas. So I did not go to Colorado. However, there was quite a bit of climbing and lots of rocks. It's again a great place to train. Out where I live is the Cleveland State Park because it is fairly rocky and up and down. Colorado Bend is that like times 2. It's just a little bigger, a little more rocky. We also had about 5 river crossings. Nothing went up to my knee, but you wanted to slow down and not slip and everything, and then your feet get wet. I accumulated a quite nice size blister on my left foot, and then the first time my toes have gotten black, both my big toes and then a couple toes on my right foot were really bruised from hitting the brakes and coming down kind of these steep inclines and everything, but let me pull up my Strava. What did I have exactly? 25.5. The watch time says 4 hours and 47 minutes. However, my chip time says 4 hours and 53 minutes. It took me a second. I didn't even think about starting my clock, my watch, and they said go, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I had to let my watch get its life together and get ready so I could hit start. But it just, by a couple minutes, it threw it off. But so chip time. 4 hours, 53 minutes, 5th place overall. Huh? All right. I'm pretty happy about that. It was, a great experience. It was really good. I got to run with John for a little bit, John Martinek, if I'm saying that correctly. Me and him hung out for the first lap pretty well and talked, man. I hope you had a great race. Bless you and your family and your daughters. I hope everything is going wonderful. He went out and ran like 10 miles the next day or the day or 2 after that. I've just been super busy with starting a new job. But John, it's great to meet you. Thanks for running and hanging out with me. It was a great race for me also. Guess why I'm kind of biased. I suppose the weather, if anything, was slightly warm. I was just dead set ready that the weather was going to be windy and cold and probably kind of wet and just awful. It was fantastic. A little chilly in the morning, which again, once you get moving is really great. And again, if anything, it got too warm. It got a little 70 something, higher 70s, I think. The course is fairly covered. One open spot. When you start off, it's open, but it's straight-ish, very runnable. Later through the first on the way out, there's a little strip along a river that's very covered and very runnable. Nice dirt or packed dirt, single track. That's a super sweet spot. Plenty of climbing. I tried to be more aggressive but smart on my second lap. I don't know what my split was, but I was a little more, familiar with doing one lap. Once I got that done and came back, I was like, okay, let's pick things up. Any spot that I could run or was runnable, I tried to keep moving at a decent pace or go faster if it was very runnable. And then anything I had to climb or got real rocky or technical, let's just power hike it and let's go up. And as soon as it eases off, let's, pick up the pace a little bit and keep moving. It was good. It's good for me. It was just over 2,000 feet of climbing. We'll hop back over here to the Strava. Oh, I saw it somewhere. It's like 23 something or another. Well, I don't know where it went. But I think I got 2,030 feet of climbing. My heart rate is interesting. I know a couple buddies, which I'm going to have, we'll talk about that later, what recordings and shows we have coming up soon. But my heart rate is typically, people say, you want to be around like 140, and just a cruising effort and what feels comfortable with you. That's kind of what I go off of, right? It's like what feels comfortable for you if you're not burning yourself out or you're not going too crazy. My average heart rate is all around like 155 to 160. Even 3 miles in, I'm at like 158, down to 153, 159, 160 at 10, like I'm around, nothing goes over 160. So around 155 to 160, I guess, 162. And it's a watch. It's not super, super accurate, but it's a good generalization, I guess. But I didn't feel like I was, crashing. It was all a good effort. There we go. 2,024 feet, whatever. A little over 1,000 feet each lap. But it was good. I liked the climbing and just had a good bone race. Had fun. Super neat experience there at the park. The last time I was at Colorado Bend State Park was for my bachelor party years ago. So it was kind of fun to go back there and say like, hey, that's where we camped and hung out. And the family came. They're a great support. They got to go to the waterfalls. So if you haven't gone to Colorado State Park, you can. It's close. They have a awesome little waterfall area called Gorman Falls. Pretty cool. We ran around. I believe we got to it. They all, at one point, it looks the same. When you're a couple miles out from the finish line coming back, I think we got close to Tinajas. It's like a rock bowl formation. It's just a bunch of little rock pools because it's very rocky out there. But yes, I don't keep repeating myself, but very cool. Awesome place. So glad I got to meet PJ. On the way back, we were leaving. They had an ostrich farm. And we saw them all out in the field and we passed it on the way in, of course. And going back, we're like, what is this? And I was looking at the map and it was an ostrich farm that sold ostrich eggs and ostrich meat. And I think you could even buy ostriches. They said they have over 700 of them. Crazy. But we stopped there, took some pictures. We got some ostrich meat. Super, super nice people. They had a couple eggs out there, but they were empty just to kind of show you the size of the eggs and everything. And they just gave them to both my kids. So each kid got a huge ostrich egg, emptied. It has a little hole in it. So they drained out the egg. They'd had it, but super cool. But I met Mason there. Mason, if you're listening, hey man, nice to meet you. I hope you get those stickers to use. We do have stickers now that I mentioned it. Got a bunch in and they're flipping sweet. I'm going to try to post some pictures or videos about them. So if you're not, you'll be able to see them on the Facebook. We have Instagram. We also have X. It's always been confusing for me to use Twitter and then X now, but it's there. And then what did I say? Oh, then there's Ko-fi. But, and YouTube. That's right. There's YouTube. So I'm trying to put some reels out there and just have fun and learning with all that stuff. But Mason from Oklahoma, he was out there. He drove, I think he had 5 or so hours. He came out there and he did the marathon too. So I met him at the ostrich farm and we hung out for a second and took a bunch of pictures with these dinosaurs of a creature. Holy cow. It was a good time, right? You have enjoyed the weather. We just felt blessed and had faith that I was going to get it done. Had my own, like, hey, run your race. If it ends up being good, then let it be done. The first place guy, Reed, I'm pretty certain he broke the record. I think the course record was like 4 hours and 2 minutes. He said his chip time shows 3 hours and 54 minutes. So he blew it out of the water. And he's from Early, Texas. and I've got some family there. I used to live around there for a little bit too. And I was like, hey, does anybody know this guy? Like, where did he broke the record. That's so awesome. So everyone was having a really good day, having just a wonderful time with the family. It was blessed, guys. Stay positive. This good foundation. I just got on reading my favorite book, probably, if not one of them, in the Bible, James. James is great. I would highly recommend reading that one. It's not too long either, but it's got some great information. All those down there in the New Testament portion. But in 117, a lot of people, you've probably heard like of a mustard seed or have the faith of a mustard seed. You can move a mountain. You just need a little bit of faith. This verse kind of talks about that, and I see it in a way it kind of gets to me because it's like talking the talk or walking the walk. It doesn't matter if you say you have this thing or you want to do this thing, but like if you don't act on it and if your heart's not in the right place, does it have any grounds? Does it really do anything? So James 1:17 says, faith by itself is if not accompanied by action is dead. So I'll say it again. Faith by itself, it's if not accompanied by action, is dead. So you must have faith of a mustard seed, but it doesn't matter if you're talking about having this faith. If you're not acting it out a little bit or doing something with your character in the right direction to show that faith, then it's not there. It's dead. And, same if you think you have so much faith and you're going to pray or make this thing happen. Not that we have any say over what Jesus wants to do. He sure does appreciate it when we ask for things, but we have faith that his plan will work out and that we'll go where we need to go. But so having that faith understanding of, hey, just let it happen, light my feet, show me where to go. This would be great, but ultimately you're in control. Boom. And now that faith is living, because you're leaning into it, right? And it's not dead. So that's really interesting. You don't have faith unless it's followed by action. That's what James 1:17 says. Updates on the show. We've got, I have some buddies. We're going to interview, I think, a all-female crew a little bit behind the Rocky Raccoon, also a Tejas Trails race. So they did their first 50-miler, and it was a mud fest. We're going to hear from the pacer. These are people from the Burleson Running Club. That's going to be really fun. And then I need to get with my buddies from our Trail Chatter Roundtable talks. Will, he's been on here plenty of times. He just ran a 100-mile race in Arkansas, the Love It 100. Jeff just beat his PR'd at the Fort Worth Cowtown Marathon, and a few months ago he PR'd his half marathon. So he's been on a great trend. He's been rocking and rolling. I still want to hear and share Will's story of his New Year's resolution kind of thing, where he just stayed out all day. I think it was like 16 or 12 hours straight, and just put in miles all day. It was super. These guys are great to be around. Very much so the still sharpening still, and you're whatever, I don't know what the term is, 10 or whatever % of the people, of the 10 or 5 people you surround yourself with, but surround yourself with good people, be positive, have faith, act out the faith. Keep it here if you have any questions. Don't forget you can email at fullsteamaudio@outlook.com or on all the socially things and find us there. Send me a question or idea, whatever. Oh, we have another, I forgot to say it. Run for God website. I can't remember his name. Now I want to say Michael, but anyway, you can look into that. That's a training thing, but like with Christian values, they're going to be on. He's going to come on later in March too. That's still the plan now, but lots of good stuff. All right. May the dirt be forever under your feet. God bless.